It's not a science textbook, but when it discusses science, when it talks about the curvature of the earth, back way then when people thought it was flat, when he talked about how it's hung in the earth with no support, basic support, they knew that. God gave them that information and they wrote it down. Well, that's science. That's what is exactly true, and that's how they wrote it. They didn't say the earth is flat, and if you walk far enough, you're going to fall off the edge of it. They didn't say it in the Bible because they knew it wasn't true. I'm just telling you that when it talks about science, it's true. You can take the first verse in Genesis. It establishes all of science. God created the heavens and the earth.
It's not a science textbook.
Didn't say it was. I just said it wasn't.
And I'm telling you that science is a source for truth, not Genesis.
But scientists are not.
Correct.
You
When
can't
they
see the
fail
difference
to
between
do their-
scientists and science?
When they fail to do their job, they're not.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying. When they have a bias and they don't see, they're blinded from seeing something that's true, they're not doing their job, and then they're not right. Science is always right. Science is knowledge. Science is true knowledge by definition. Okay? Scientists are often wrong.
Well, science evolves. It's like everything evolves. That's what I believe.
I understand.
And it's getting smarter every day.
People are getting smarter. Science is.
Closer to what's true every day.
We're just talking words here. Anybody else? Come on, somebody else save me from Harry and Bill. And,
No,
no, you're not
you
doing it.
answer
I
my
wanna
question
agree with it.
about
What was the
why
question?
did Adam have testicles?
I don't know if he had
Wasn't that-
testicles or not. Bill, I wasn't there. I've never asked God that question. It's not relevant to me whether he did or not.
Did he have a penis? How perfect a world was that? You know,
Did you have a belly
a
button?
penis and no female.
I don't know, and I wasn't getting belly button. I don't know.
Well, we know the first Homo sapien.
So you're asking me a question that nobody would know the answer to, okay? So why is that such a triumph for you?
Homo erectus.
Ask me a question nobody has the answer to, people say, I don't know.
Because evolution has logical answers to those questions, and
Evolution has
not.
no true scientific explanation to it. It is conjecture
as to
based on
how
what
sex,
people want
as to
to
how
know.
genders happen. Yes.
You know how genders happen?
Yes,
Really?
evolution can show that. Yes, there's a.
And when you want to present gender, how
existence-
genders happen?
The existence of genders evolved. Even now, there's some animals can switch from being male to female.
That doesn't mean anything, Bill.
There's hermaphrodites too that are both.
You don't know if genders evolved. You don't have any proof of it. That's what I'm saying. You're regurgitating stuff that people have told you. People who've written in a book or written in an article or something. You say, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm going to believe that. And you believe it and you state it. That is not
And that's
founded.
what
You believe about the Bible.
Yeah, and I'm happy to stand up and believe about the Bible.
Not only are you saying there's.
But
no
I
proof,
don't state it as proof of anything. He states everything as proof. Genders evolved. That's proof. He's sure of it. It's a scientific fact. That is not scientific fact.
I will.
That is your best guess.
No, I will submit there are scientific facts, and I will distinguish that from ultimate facts. Because for all we know, God could have created the earth yesterday and put all the fossils in place to fool us all and everything, and make it look like there was evolution. But it's a scientific fact that there's
It
evolution.
doesn't look like it's evolution. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Only if you want it to look like it. That's what I'm saying. That's my position. If you want evolution to be true, then you can figure out how it is. But there's no scientific facts there. There's no scientific facts that gives you proof of macroevolution. It doesn't exist. And Jim Warren had his chance. He didn't give it.
And there's no proof that you can draw an absolute black and white line between what you accept as microevolution and what you reject as macroevolution. There's no
I think
fine
the only
line.
line that I would draw is microevolution has been scientifically observed and written down, and this is what happens.
Because your
Correct.
lifespan is long enough to see
Macroevolution
it,
has a
because-
bunch of stories that they tell you how this microevolution turned into macro. There's nothing there.
And you accept it because your lifespan is long enough to see it happen.
I accept what I think is scientific. I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Macro is not scientific.
But there's no difference in the science behind it. Only time, only the extent of time.
Microevolution says that a bird changes the size of its beaks based on its environment. Macroevolution says a bird came from a dinosaur. That's a totally two different statements. And the burden of proof on the dinosaur to bird is so great that there's so little, any evidence of it, that you just can't believe it unless you want it to be true. That's my statement. My opinion, based on my studies. And I guess my biases.
Well,
They don't
Mary,
have bias.
But I do open the floor to people who can prove me wrong, and so far I've only had two people.
If you don't mind, I'd like to leave on the
Bye, Steve.
fact that I agree with you, science is great,
Yeah, it
and
is.
eventually they're gonna prove everything that God's telling us.
Well, if we last that long, maybe. Not as long as Harry's here anymore.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna find out.
I could just say
too.
there's a lot for us to find out, and there's a lot of interesting texts written from the Vedic doctrines to the Hermetics that are 5 to 7, 10,000 years old, and there's a lot of truth in all these things, that it's just extracting it out.
Thanks for coming, y'all. Appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, if everybody else has nothing to say, we're gonna call it adjourned.